Hey everybody, welcome to Will Fixes. This video is the start of a series where we are going to explore risk versus reward and taking a gamble with a Copart auction car. What I want to do in this video is I want to go over the process and how it works. I know a lot of people have done it. Just going to go over the way that I do it. I usually don't get a chance to come look at the cars prior to the auction just because they're usually too far away. My nearest yard is about 60 miles, and I've never bought from this yard before because it's a very small yard. They don't keep a lot here. Not a lot comes here. But the other yards that are about 100 to 120 miles away, and then there's some more that are 300, 400, 500, whatever, obviously. I've bought from a couple of those yards that are further out. I bought a couple in one yard and then a couple in different yards. So I think I bought 4 or 5 so far in just my whole time doing this rebuilding stuff. Today we're going to be at Copart. We're going to take a look at a few cars, see if it's something we want to try and get or if we're going to pass on it. We're just going to check it out and see what it looks like. There's a couple here that we can look at. So let's get right to it. All right, guys, here's the first one. I'll check it out. It's a little 7 or 9 Mini Cooper. And try and take a look and see what it looks like. There's obviously been some significant front end damage, but these things are pretty cool little cars. And I've been looking at them for a while now. Obviously, this one's an automatic. It sounds like it might start. Before we do that, we're going to check a few things and see what it looks like. So, tree part's still stuck in her. I was worried about this inner fender extension, but it doesn't look like, it took a little there on that seam, but it doesn't look bad. I found a stupid prop rod. Oh, it didn't need a prop rod. Oops. Alright, cool. I'm gonna go where that's probably broken. Whatever. Alright. So it dinged at me. Let's make sure it's got oil. Okay. Yeah, it's got oil. Batteries in there. I think somebody's jumped it off recently. Isn't bad at all. Alright, let's see. What does she sound like? 2 keys, that's pretty slick. Alright, not bad. 180,000 miles, aftermarket radio. Cool. So so it's got some warning lights here. We've got some airbag. I bet it popped a sensor. Push in to pull out. That's pretty slick. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. A little bit fun car to tinker with, play with. This is a Clubman, so it has the barn door. Pretty slick. We may have to do something about this guy. Good tire. Actually, you can hear the crash bar is not damaged. It's got some rust on it, but it's not damaged. So it looks like it really just needs a hood, a fender, a headlight, few other little parts. I mean, honestly, that might even be, well, it's not really salvageable. That's all right. Tire's good. This one's flat, but oh, it looks like it's a different brand. No, let's see, Victor all season. No, those are the same. 23, 45, 23. So they're less than 2 years old. It's a neat car, a neat spec for it. I mean, these things are fairly basic. They're kind of cheap, but a fun little car to play with, scoot around in. I want to check out this door situation. They cleaned it up. This is one they call enhanced. It doesn't say run and drive. So the way Copart works is it generally there's a couple of different categories you can get. You can get run and drive, which means they started it, it runs, it will go into gear, move forward under its own power. That's it. It's very, very basic. The other part is it is start or engine start. Basically, it would start likely with the assistance of a jump pack, etc. And that's it. And then there is enhanced. Now, what enhanced means is it's just simply, hey, the owner of the vehicle, i.e. insurance company, whatever, said we can clean it up, make it look right, do some vacuuming, or even place the rec wrap or plastic wrap or something over it. So that's what the enhanced means. Okay, so this car was listed as just an enhanced vehicle, which means they vacuumed it or washed it or something like that. But this was pretty cool. It's something I was looking for one of these not too long ago. Hey, looky there. It's got the owner's manual in it. That's bad. That's pretty cool. This car looks like a winner, honestly. It starts, it runs, it drives. I mean, what more can you ask for with a little bit of body damage? No airbag deployment. Airbags are not that hard to do, but it's just that one extra little step. And then if you go to sell it or something, if there's been an airbag deployment, if you repaired it properly, are you liable if it wasn't repaired properly? If someone else has a crash and the airbag doesn't deploy, that makes me nervous. I've talked to other rebuilders that they have that issue. They're like, I don't want to deal with it because of that. So it's just one of those things you got to look out for. So you used to be able to be a free member at Copart. Now it's like $100 a year to be able to bid on anything up to like $2,000. But when it was free, it was only $1,000. There are fees and stuff on top of that, depending on the value of the car, or excuse me, not even the value, the sale price of the car. So that's one of the things that we've got to look for, because ultimately you spend $300 and you're going to pay $700 out the door. If you bid $700, $800, $900, you're paying $1,500 to $1,800 out the door. You're almost doubling what it's going to cost. So you got to keep that in mind. And I use those examples because that's the most basic membership. It's literally called the basic membership. It's $100 a year, and you get that $2,000 limit, essentially bid limit. So that's why I say when you look at it that way, if you're spending $1,500, you're going to spend closer to like $2,200, $2,300 out the door. You do pay tax on the salvage, but when you go to rebuild it, when you do the paperwork, it's just an extra form at the tax office and extra fee, but you don't pay the tax on the state presumptive value. I'm in Texas, so the state presumptive value is they put in the VIN number and the mileage and go, it should be valued around here, and you're going to pay tax on that amount. If you bought some old beater that's all beat to crap and you gave somebody $500 it didn't run, it doesn't matter if state presumptive value says we're $4,500, you're paying tax on $4,500. There's a couple of loopholes and caveats to that. You used to be able to go and get a appraisal at a dealer. and they could appraise it and do the value, and then you can take that to the tax office and you go off that value. The problem is the minimum fee for that the dealer has to charge per the state is $100. So if you're not saving $100 in tax, what's the point? If you're talking, you bought it for $500, it's worth $2,000. It's not worth it. Just pay them whatever they're crying about, whatever, and you move on. I don't have a lot of issues with my tax office anymore. They understand what I do, how I do it, and all that, so I don't really have a major issue. They still go by the book, obviously, but I'm there to help them, and they're there to help me. If they don't understand something and I know how it usually would work, I'll kind of point them in that direction. 9 times out of 10, I'm right. Sometimes I'm not. It's happened. There is also with an auction. Anytime you buy from an auction or a dealer, they report to the tax office how much you paid, and that's what you would pay tax on. However, the way this works, this is technically not a roadworthy vehicle if you're buying a salvage vehicle, so you don't pay tax. You pay tax on what you paid, but it's like just a normal business sales tax. I don't even think it's 6 1/4. I think it's 8 1/4 for Texas. Texas, usually vehicles are 6 1/4%. All other sales taxes 8 1/4%. Some people are like, tax, what do you mean tax? Some states don't have sales tax. Yes, but they have income tax. Texas doesn't. This is how Texas pays between that and property taxes, how they cover all their bills. So sales tax is a thing here. The car's running. We have some check engine lights, obviously, for good reason. There's an airbag light, there's an ABS light, a low tire light, obviously. It says they're all low, but there's no telling what that could be. They could all be low. They could just have bad sensors, or not have sensors at all. There's a chance of that too, or they're all bad. It's got like a quarter of a tank of gas, airbag light, low tire light, and brake. I'd imagine there's a sensor that's probably causing all of that. Probably a broken sensor in that front right corner, right where all the damage is. So that would be that's probably where it's at. Pretty neat car. I really like it. Again, it's not something I normally go for, but with no air deployment, and it's got high mileage, which I don't care about. I think everything I got's got 180 or more. I've got some that have more than that. It's a pretty neat little car. I like it. I think we're going to bid on it. And then we'll go through the process. If I win it, I'll go through what everything does. You bid, you have 3 days to pay for it and pick it up. Because I'm so close to this one, I'll actually deliver it for a small fee. Shipping will eat you alive if you're buying something. You're like, I found something in New York, Oregon, or something, and it's going to be $3,000 to have it shipped to you. That's not conducive for what I do, that's for sure. So I'm going to check into this one, see what I can do. I think I can have it delivered to my place for like $100. Like, it's really cheap, 100 or 120 or something like that. If we can get it for a decent price and get it home, we'll see what happens. I'll show you guys how that process works. So where the fees are, how much. There's a gate fee, there's a bid fee, there's a environmental fee, and then there's like a commission fee or something. I don't know what it's worded as, but it's like if the sale price is between this amount, you have to pay this amount. So it's like $100 to $1,000. It's like $250 or something like that. So something to bear in mind. Actually, 100 is the limit, I think. So like, I bought a motorcycle. The auction I won for $35. It was $175. I bought a car or truck for $800, and it was $1,500 after all the fees. So it just varies, and it goes by the sale price. So that's what makes the difference. So. I know you guys are looking at me kind of crazy because I'm sitting in this car, but it's hot here. I'm in Texas. It's really hot. It got so hot, I'm using a phone today because I forgot some of my gear, and the phone went into a thermal mode and said, you can't do anything until it cools off. So car's got air conditioning. It's got working air conditioning. So it's cooling off. It's cooled off enough for me to be able to use the phone, so that's what makes a difference. All right, well, I am going to go in and talk to these guys I don't know if you guys saw the first video about going to pick up the salvage F-150. Uh, the loader decided he didn't want us to film us picking up the car and that sort of thing, so we turned off the video. So I asked them here, and they said they don't have a problem. They don't want me saying the location. They don't have a problem me saying the name of the salvage yard. It is Copart. That's who I buy through. There's several others. There's IAAI, Insurance Auto Auction, something Inc., I think. And then there's a few other little ones, and then there's salvage auctions all over the place. There's online auctions all over the place. GovPlanet. I use another one that does other types of equipment and cars and stuff. It's onlineauctions.com or something. I don't remember. I bought some stuff from them. It's run through another company, but I don't know why. It's different companies, but sometimes you can find deals. I'm hoping this is going to be one of them. I like this car. I like this car a lot. Another limit to the basic functionality, or the basic membership, you can only bid on one car at a time. And apparently you can only have them bring down 2 cars for you to look at a time. You can do like 4 or 8, I think, with the Premier. I didn't get all those details, but what we ended up doing is I have a basic. I've got to pay for it again. I've got to renew it. It's $100, $99. So I've got to renew that. But they're still letting me bid and do everything. I just have to pay it when I get the invoice once I win something, because I'm already an established member. And I've been doing auto auctions with Copart since 2012, I think. 2011 maybe. I don't remember exactly. I think it was 2012. That was the first one that I bought. So it was a fluke. I didn't expect to buy it. I just happened to bid at the right time and won it. So it was pretty cool. It was my first experience. Really good. It was a motorcycle. It was a flood bike. Everything on it is waterproof with 2 exceptions. The starter and the ABS module. And I don't want ABS on the bike anyway. That bike was a really good bike. I miss it. I sold it. So I have another one just like it. That's a future project. It's in the shed. That's the one I won for $35. Paid $180 out the door, I think, and then went and picked it up. So it wasn't bad at all. But, all right, guys. We're going to pick this up here in just a little bit. Hopefully do some bidding and see where that goes and see what happens. We'll see y'all soon. All right, here. Record and point at me. Okay. Mini's coming up for auction. We're going to see if we can get it. No promises. Just kind of hoping right now. Somebody did bid on it a little bit, but I outbid on my minimum bid. Outbid them already, so not super worried about it. This auction's been a little finicky back and forth. We'll see what happens. We're up. We're winning. It's a good price. I've already bid higher than this, so if it goes higher, then it goes higher. We won it. We won it cheap, too. Hell yes. Okay, now we're going to figure out what to do. I'm going to weigh a few options and figure out if it's cheaper to go get it now, if they'll let me pay for it and go pick it up right now, or if it'd be cheaper just to have it delivered, because they can have it delivered for super cheap because I'm really close. So let's see what the invoice looks like. I'm going to walk you guys through the invoice process, all the extra fees and everything they tack on, and we'll just kind of go through that process, because I want to try and show you guys it's not super hard to do, and you can do it. Let me check on this. We'll get back to you. Okay, guys, so I know we haven't gone over the cost on the repairs, but we're going to go over where we're at so far in this, okay? So the results so far for the project are I spent $175 as the high bidder for the auction. After Copart fees and taxes, the total came up to $469.28. Now, since this one's about 55, 60 miles from me, I'm not worrying about how much it costs to pick it up. We're just going to eat that because I was going to be spending that much in gas anyway. Now, as of today, I've spent a little bit more, and I've actually just sold the car, and we made some pretty significant numbers. So I'm gonna make you guys wait for the next video to go over all the numbers and show you where it went. But I wanted y'all to know that yes, I did get the car. We did make it happen, and it was actually really cool because remember, this car's listed as non-running or driving, and only after I actually went and saw it and inspected it myself did I find there's actually nothing wrong with it mechanically. It's a heck of a deal. Definitely should make some profit on it. Now, depending on what happens with the car at this point with the new buyer, they did have a problem shortly after buying it, and I'm working with them on that because I don't want to see anybody end up getting screwed over, and it obviously was not my intention because it had nothing to do with anything that we did to the car, and everything to do with somebody else's work on the car, and we'll go over that later. It's an accident, it happens, but it caused some pretty significant issues. Had nothing to do with the reliability of the car, which is pretty cool, in that the car was relatively easy to fix. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, follow us for more. I will have a part 2 coming out. I do have all that filmed. I've got to have time. It's been kind of crazy. So I want to apologize to y'all for not getting more out sooner. Like I said, it has been a wild several months. There's been a lot of life changes, a lot of problems, a lot of big losses.